Duke's comeback win shows how good it is now, and how good it can be. It's all they know. The Blue Devils 87-84, come from behind, and then come from behind again, win over Florida on Sunday in the championship game of the PK80's motion bracket highlighted everything worth admiring and fixing in Durham during the coming months. Their unsteady defense put them in a hole early. Their collection of future NBA draft picks helped them emerge from it. Their youthful lapses and errors sent them into another double-digit ditch late in the second half. And then, the tenacity of a crew too naive and fresh to know when a game should be over, turned that challenge into its most compelling statement and victory of the season. "We have a special group," Mike Krzyzewski said after the game. "They're so young, to be in these experiences and not give up. Our guys made a lot of plays. If this is Duke now, what will it become by March? What will happen once it all works for Marvin Bagley III and co?" This group of Blue Devils could help Krzyzewski capture his 6th national title. In a 4-day stretch, they squeezed past Portland State, topped Texas in overtime and slid past Florida, the hottest team in America. Florida and Duke never cracked 100, but they came close. The teams traded offensive jabs in a scrap that fit the theme of a tournament with multiple overtime games and thrilling comeback wins. Florida, which entered the game averaging 109.5 points per game in the tourney after scoring 108 in a win over Stanford on Thursday and 111 in a double overtime victory over Gonzaga on Friday, amassed a 21-6 lead over Duke, the favorite to win the national title, in the first 5 minutes, 56 seconds of the game. The Gators made 5 of their first 8 three-point attempts. Jalen Hudson had 24 points and finished 10 for 20 from the field overall. But the overwhelming presence of Bagley, 30 points, 15 rebounds, helped Duke tighten its zone and contain the Gators during a 38-16 rally. The Blue Devils led 44-37 with 3:48 to go in the first half. And that would send most teams into the quicksand against Duke. Not Florida, which responded and led by 14 with 9:14 to play. Midway through the second half, both teams had made nearly 45% of their three-point attempts. They were tied with 30 points apiece in the paint with 6:26 remaining in the game, when Florida led by 10, 78-68. Given the flow of the game and Duke's early season knack for late surges, nothing felt settled at Portland's Moda Center in the final minutes. It seemed as if the teams were setting the stage for a final flurry. They both had it in them. And, hell, the tournament had produced similar efforts throughout the week. So the PK80 had conditioned those in the building to expect something miraculous. Butler was down by 15 with nearly 6 minutes to go against Ohio State in one of Sunday's fifth-place games, but a late Kellen Martin shot capped a run that gave the Bulldogs a win over the Buckeyes and their former coach, Chris Holtmann. Texas had bounced back against Gonzaga, only to fall in overtime on Sunday. Friday's double overtime battle between Gonzaga and Florida felt like a Final Four game. Duke needed the extra period to squeeze past Texas the same day. And now, Duke and Florida had come to close the show. Would the PK80 deliver another surprise? Yes. Because it had to. Grayson Allen's late three-pointer cut Florida's lead to 3 points. You could hear the footsteps. Then Kevon Allen for 2. Bagley in the paint. Bucket. Bagley again. 1-point lead for Florida. Destiny dangled. 2 Gary Trent Jr. free throws. A 1-point lead for Duke. Florida missed the front end of a 1-and-1. With only 22.7 seconds to play, the Gators still were down by 1. Then Trent's steal and foul led to free throws. He made both. Florida was down by 3. Igor Urkelkov missed a three-pointer at the buzzer and Duke left the building with the PK80 motion title. That's not unnecessary play-by-play in the digital age, when anyone can see the box scores on their phones and tablets. That's a description of the mess Duke made again, and somehow cleaned up by the final buzzer. These imperfect Blue Devils are the best team in America. Just imagine when they figure it all out.